Welcome back to the channel. This is Wasabi. This is a battle on the Serene coast map, and we're following Unico Jr. from King's Clan. He's in the tier 8 Swedish medium tank, the Lansen C, which is a premium tank. This is an all tier 8 game, so he's top tier and bottom tier at the same time. How about that? Yeah, there seem to be a lot of premium tanks in this game. We can see the Object 252Us, the T-34, T-77, Brasks, Lansens, Progettos, STG, SU-130PM, Strivs, S1s. Yeah, so good selection of premium tanks in this game. Anyway, he's headed to the hill, but he's taken a spot near the base to spot tanks that are coming up the hill and potentially take shots. He just missed the opportunity to shoot at that Pantera. So we'll see if he gets another opportunity there. He does have a mission going on, which is MT-15 for the Object 260. For that, he needs to do 3,500 damage to tank destroyers, which I don't think there's enough hit points in the game for from the tank destroyer's perspective. He just missed that 53 TP. Might have just missed in terms of leading. Looks like another opportunity there, which he managed to collect him with, so just picked up his first damage shot. So you can see the damage for this gun is around 300 hit points. So they've lost their ELC quite early, but I don't think that will make a great difference to the game on this map. There's the 53 TPs thinking about poking out there, but Unico's got an eye on him, and just see if he gets another opportunity. Pantera and the M4A1 looks like, yeah, they moved, so he's just moving around basically to see if he can get an angle on the tanks there, particularly 53 TPs. A one shot that didn't penetrate much, could have just hit the turret, but the 53 TP goes down. But they're now 2 tanks down, seem to be losing tanks in the south and on the hill, so yeah, it looks like the hill is where they're losing the most. So it's just back here, push down a tree for extra camouflage and trying to put shots in there. Just missed the M4 A1 Reveler rise, but now he's managed to get a hit into there. Another 300 hit points there, and the rev goes down. And there's an IS-2-2, which is the double barrel tank, so yeah, you don't want to get in front of that one if he's got both guns working. But he's almost offering his side, so yeah, no problems there, and he looks like he set him on fire as well, just to get some extra hit points. So he's now up to just, in fact now just gone over 1,500 hit points, on 1,700. So the IS-2 sort of backed off a bit, knowing that he's basically getting shot at, and looks like that Progetto 46 is pushing down the side of the hill there with the Pantera. So Unico's now thinking, all right, well, am I in a safe position here? So that looks like the Progetto had no idea that he was there. Gets taken out by the Brask, who's back a bit closer, backing him up, and yeah, didn't have his turret facing, so that was no big threat then to Unico. And the Pantera went down as well. Now there's the ML2, or ML1 I should say there. Not the tank that you really want to go head-to-head with if you're in a medium, given that the solid frontal armor, so he's just basically trying to keep him lit. Whether other tanks have got a shot on him, but probably not in the position he's in and be shielded by the rock there. So I think Unico's just working out what his exit strategy is here. Either the ML1 makes a mistake, which he does, backing away, and he gets a snapshot in before he gets basically spotted. So the IS-2-2 on the hill didn't really have any opportunity there. So he's just driving away now, trying to stay basically in cover. They've pulled back their disadvantage now. They're still 2 tanks behind, but they've got a bit of extra hit points compared to the remainder there. But looks like they're pulling back around to the base area. It's not a bad strategy there. You've got good camo around the base here, and if you've got good gun depression, you can get some hold down positions here. Just got to find the right spot though. Some of the dips are a bit deep for you to see over the top of. I was just looking for a shot there on the SU-130 PM, but it's just on the outside of the railway tracks and not really offering anything. The ML1 comes over the railway, which is what he would need to do to shoot, and manages to get a side shot there. But he's got a good position here. He's got this solid rock here for protection, so when he gets spotted, he doesn't have to, basically just hide behind a bush and still be spotted. He's got hard cover. So up to 2,600 damage, ticking along nicely there. There's still 2 tanks behind, but they're now pretty much line ball equal on hit points. So the SU-130 PM goes down to the 130 PM on Unico's team, and looks like the Batchat 12T also took some damage there. But he's lit the Object 252U, so potentially there'll be some more damage there. In fact, that Batchat 12T is still nearby. Probably proxy spotting from the other side of the thing there, although actually it looks like he's trying to circle the SU-130 PM to death, and that has taken place. Looks like the IS-2-2 has joined up with the other tanks there, and they're trying to push in strength there. So still got their 2 tank deficit, and they're just communicating with each other to the charioteer, just telling him not to go too far. And the charioteer, I think, is just backing him up at the moment. If he lights something, the charioteer will fire at it. But it looks like that guard is just not quite in a position where you will get damage in, although just as I say that, he manages to get a shot in on the side of the turret. So yeah, take your opportunities when they come. So now they've got a hit point advantage. They're still two guns short in the game though. Can they keep their advantage and not really lose hit points? That's what we'll have to see. Again, he got lit there probably by the ELC with a long view range, and he's now just basically hiding in this divot here, or this depression, and trying to line up that Batchat 12T, but he's behind hard cover, so no chance there. But the IS-2-2 could be traversing through and showing off part of his turret or his hull, but that hasn't initiated there. So he tells the Object 252U, or in other words, the defender, to move back, which he's doing, but that may not be exactly what he needs to do. Looks like the ML2 has been sneaking up on him and putting shots in, probably through that gap there between the rocks, it looks like. And there he's got the Batchat 12T, puts in the killing shot on there. So they've just now got their advantage back in terms of tanks, and they're now 1 tank up, but still it's a pretty tense game. There's 5 tanks on his side and 4 tanks on the other side. Still 7 minutes to go, so quite a long time to go in the battle. They can afford to be patient and let the enemy push onto them. That seems to be the best strategy at this point, because they're all clustered around the cap area, or relatively close. The enemy will have to basically push in if they want to change the balance of the game at all. But again, the enemy could pull back and basically pull the team towards them. So Unico still thinks the charioteer is a bit out of position, so he tells him to fall back, but it looks like he's going to go out and do a bit of scouting up the hill. So once if your gun is not seeing action, then that's really a message to you to relocate if you can, if it's safe to do so, to try and change angles and look for targets. The more opportunity you get to shoot, obviously the better results you'll get. So heading up to the hill here, he'll be able to look down and see if that IS-2-2 is anywhere around, and he can do that relatively safely. I think he's seen the location of all the enemy tanks, so he knows they're all roughly in the same area. Probably the ELC is the one he'd be most concerned about. But Unico's got all his hit points, which is pretty good advantage this time. Now the guard gets lit, and he's just on the other side of the railway tracks to Unico, so he's probably not a target. And Unico is just making sure he's not getting spotted and getting to a high position here. You can look down on right across here and provide support to his base as well, in case anyone's moving up. So at this point, no one is spotted. Where can the enemy be? They obviously pull back a bit. Oh no, they're still hanging around. So this is the guard. Does he have a shot on him? Yes, he does. Gets a hit in, and the charioteer takes him away as well. So it looks like the charioteers followed Unico up the hill. So that was a good move in that respect. So he's pushing further forward, seeing whether there's anyone defending. If he can find a tank isolated by itself, he's got a good chance, or a better than reasonable chance to win a one-on-one. And it looks like the ML1 has completed the fate of the Object 252U there. So they are now even on tanks, and there's basically more enemy tanks around the cap area than there are defenders. There's only the Tiger 2, and with the numbers there, it looks like the Tiger 2 probably won't last. So there's the ML1 again. He's not really in sight. No, it doesn't look like he'll come out into a position where Unico can shoot him from that distance. So he's got a choice to make. He can start capping now, but there's 3 tanks down there, and if they start capping together, then really there's no point him capping as a single tank. So he can start capping and maybe give them a signal to try and get them to head back to base, which is a strategy, but it does obviously tell them where you are, or they can say, all right, well, if he's over there, then if we start capping now, then we can probably cap by the time he gets back. So Unico changes his mind and basically starts heading back to cap. And good choice too, because you can see there the enemy have just started capping. So they only got 1 on cap at the moment, but there were 3 there. So if we see that number go up, that means they're all there. If not, some of them might be laying an ambush, trying to anticipate which way the tanks are going to come at them. Well, there's 2 there now, so clearly 2 on base. Now, it's interesting, he's taking this inside line here. Firstly, it's quite direct, so he can maintain a pretty good speed as well, get there in the shortest amount of time. If there's 2 on base, the clock is ticking down. He's only got 25 seconds left, and he might not get there in time. So there's the ML1. The ML1 is not on base. That means that's the IS-2-2, which was on low health, and the ELC even, which we don't know the health of, or I can't recall. I think he was not on full health. So he'll have to come around here and spot, see who's there. So there's the IS-2-2, gets the hit in, stops the clock, but only shortly. Gets a lucky bounce there from the IS-2-2, gets the killing shot in there, and it looks like he had a lot of the hit point, of the cap points, I should say. The ELC even is 512, well, not anymore. He's basically now 1 shot, and although he's lost his loader, he's always just had to use his repair kit. He can go and chase down this ELC even, who looks like he's on reload. Yep, and didn't get another shot back into him, so that kills him there. So that got pretty close. They were pretty much within seconds of the cap getting down, so that was good timing in terms of his decision to come back, and also the way he came back in terms of coming back in the most sort of direct way possible, but also in a safe way that no one could take shots at him while he was going. So now he's got the ML, who's actually looking another way, so he can take advantage of that. Look, circling the building with the charioteer. I don't know if the charioteer is going to basically keep this up. That one missed, which is unfortunate. In fact, the ML1 gets the charioteer, but it looks like the ML1 still doesn't really know where Unico is. I know he has been lit, so he does know, and will he get the opportunity to take another shot? He's got to come over the railway line. That's the weakness. He's going to have to crest that line and come up, and it would give an opportunity on a lower plate hit, which would basically be the end of him. So Unico's coming up here trying to get a side shot. Yes, yep, he has successfully bamboozled the guy and come up on the side, and he's only noticed at the last moment, so that's the game. So here are the results. Ace Tanker game, which was reflective of his play there. We got the normal bruiser and fire effect master gunner medals awards. High color reward for the amount of damage, 4640 base damage and 546 assisted, so 5.5k combined. Excellent result there, 4 kills as well. He finished on top of experience with 1428, which got him the Ace Tanker. Good support from his team there, with quite a few tanks getting at least 2,000 damage there. On the enemy team, the ML1 was the standout there, getting 4,000 damage and 5 kills, so he would have been a bit disappointed missing out on a top gun as well. Anyway, 24 shots fired, 20 hit and 17 of those penetrated. Blocked a little bit of damage there. That was that IS-2-2 in the cap circle. That could have been the end of Unico if that had connected and the enemy would have won. That was obviously a very close game there. In the end, he made quite a bit of credit there, being a premium tank, and excellent result. Well done.